Best Fujifilm cameras of 2023. The best Fujifilm cameras are perfect for photographers who want a stylish retro body as well as the most up-to-date technical features. Thanks to Fujifilm's latest X-Trans sensors and advanced processors, the best Fujifilm cameras. Number 1. Fujifilm X-T200. The Fujifilm X-T200 sits between the entry-level Fujifilm X-E7 and the more enthusiast-oriented Fujifilm X-T30 in the company's range of APS-C format interchangeable lens mirrorless cameras. It shares some similarities with the X-E7, but it adds an electronic viewfinder which makes a useful alternative to the vari-angle touchscreen for composing images. As it's aimed at beginners, the Fuji X-T200 is easy to use, but it can still produce impressive images and video. Inside the Fujifilm X-T200 there's a regular 24.2 MP APS-C format sensor with a bigger colored filter array rather than the 26.1 MP X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor that's found in more advanced X-series cameras such as the Fujifilm X-T4. In fact, it's the same 24.2 MP CMOS sensor as is in the Fujifilm X-E7. Number 2. Fujifilm X-H2S. Fujifilm is aiming the X-H2S at professional content creators, and it's the company's flagship APS-C format camera. At the heart of the camera that was launched in May 2022 is a brand new 26.1 MP stack sensor, the fifth generation of Fujifilm's X-Trans CMOS chip, and extends a range of automatically detectable subjects to include animals, birds, and vehicles. What's more, the Fuji X-H2S makes a significant jump up in video capability. The Fujifilm X-H2S builds on the X-H1's video capability with the benefit of technological advances to give us greater resolution, a wider range of frame rates, greater bit depth, and less rolling shutter, with full sensor readout in 5.4 or 1/108 plus in-camera Apple ProRes, ProRes 422 HQ, ProRes 422 and ProRes 422 LT recording. There's also f/Lug12 for recording video with up to 14 stops of dynamic range. Number 3. Fujifilm X-E4. The Fujifilm X-E4 is the replacement for the Fuji X-E3, and it's the smallest Fujifilm interchangeable lens camera with the 26.1 MP X-Trans CMOS 4 APS-C format sensor and X-Processor 4 processing engine. When paired with the new Fujifilm Fujinon X-F27 f2.8 RWR, which is sold separately or as a kit with the camera, the X-E4 is quite similar to the Fujifilm X100V, but with a removable lens, as it has the same sensor and processing engine as the superb Fujifilm X-T4. The X-E4 can capture the same quality images, however, as it has a rectangular. Number 4. Fujifilm X-10. The Fujifilm X-10 is the first in a new line of X-series cameras from Fujifilm. It's aimed at experienced DSLR users who are looking to switch to a mirrorless camera but who don't fancy the traditional exposure controls of models like the Fujifilm X-T4 and X-T3. Consequently, the X-10 has an exposure mode dial on its top plate, and although it's compatible with Fujifilm lenses with an aperture ring, it has dual control dials to adjust exposure via the camera. Inside the X-10 there's the same 26.1 MP APS-C format X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor as X-Processor 4 as is in the Fujifilm X-T4, which means it can capture the same quality images. It also means that the X-10 has 425 individually selectable AF points available for use with its hybrid autofocus system, and it's a snappy performer. Number 5. Fujifilm X100V. The Fuji X100V is a compact camera and the fifth model in Fujifilm's widely respected X100 series. Inside it has the same 26.1 MP APS-C format sensor and processing engine as the manufacturer's recent enthusiast-level interchangeable lens cameras, the Fujifilm X-T4, X-T3 and X-Pro3. This means that it can capture the same quality images albeit using a fixed 23mm/2.0 lens with an effective focal length of 35mm. Fujifilm has retained the high-quality feel, retro looks, and traditional exposure controls that we love about the X100 line but made the X100V a little more versatile and up-to-date with a tilting touchscreen that makes composing images and adjusting settings that bit easier. The fixed focal length lens isn't for everyone, but it's a nice bright optic that captures plenty of detail. Number 6. Fujifilm X-T30 II. Fujifilm called the X-T30 the Little Giant, and it's a good name for it. It's a small camera, but it's very powerful as it has the same sensor and processing engine as the X-T3. That adds up to a powerful camera for travel, and the X-T30 II builds on that success. It may not make much of an upgrade on the X-T30, But the Fujifilm X-T30 II is still a cracking little camera that's capable of producing very attractive results. It has a lovely combination of traditional exposure controls, snappy autofocusing and touch control on a reassuringly solid-feeling body. Like the X-T30 that it replaces, the Fujifilm X-T30 II resembles a mini Fujifilm X-T4 or X-T3 as it has the same 26.1MP X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor and X processor 4 along with similar styling and traditional exposure controls. However, it has a smaller, lighter body that makes it ideally suited to travel photography. Number 7. Fujifilm GFX100S. Previously, we selected the Fujifilm GFX100 as the best Fujifilm camera for shooting landscape. But the GFX100S has the same 102MP sensor in a much smaller, lighter body. Essentially, the Fujifilm GFX100S is a medium-format camera that doesn't feel like a medium-format camera. With the right lens, it can blend in with full-frame DSLR and mirrorless camera, yet it has a sensor that's 1.7x the size. Also, as it has the same 102MP back-illuminated CMOS sensor as the Fujifilm GFX100, it can produce images that measure 98.62 x 73.96 km or 38.8 x 29.1 inch when printed at 300p. And there's Fujifilm's Pixel Shift multi-shot mode that enables it to produce 400MP images with a little help from a computer running Fujifilm's Pixel Shift combiner software. Number 8. Fujifilm X-Pro3. Fujifilm went a bit off-piste for the X-Pro3. Instead of making the predictable upgrade to the X-Pro, it decided to hide the main screen behind the tilting back panel to put greater emphasis on viewfinder photography. And it works a treat, because the X-Pro3 is a really lovely camera to use for a spot of street or reportage photography. But if you're the sort of photographer who likes to dip into the menu and change settings on a frequent basis, it may not be the model for you. Although the rangefinder-like design of the Fuji X Pro line isn't for everyone, you can't question the build quality of the X-Pro3. Its top and bottom plates are made from titanium, which is a very light but tough metal, and the front and back sections are made from magnesium alloy. What's more, all the joints and controls are weather-sealed. There's also a hybrid viewfinder that combines a top-level electronic viewfinder with an advanced direct view type optical viewfinder. Number 9. Fujifilm X-T4. Like the X-T3, the Fujifilm X-T4 can shoot C4K, 4096 x 2160 MOV video at up to 6 type. However, it can also record in M4 format. In addition, it's possible to record full HD video at up to 240 with continuous focusing, twice the rate possible with the X-T3. That's great news for those who like to see action in slow motion. There's also digital IS and IS mode boost for smoother footage. Other improvements for videographers include F-Log View Assist, based on BT709, backup recording and the ability to fix the movie crop so that the framing stays the same even if you switch between different resolutions. Number 10. Fujifilm X-T3. Previously we listed the X-Pro as the best Fuji camera for weddings, but that has now been superseded by the X-Pro3. And while the X-Pro3 is a superb camera, we feel that the majority of Fuji-loving wedding photographers are best served by the X-T3 or the X-T4. Wedding photographers will especially appreciate that the X-T3's face detection and eye detection AF operates in AFC mode. It makes shooting candid and documentary-style portraits much easier. In addition, the X-T3's 0.5-inch 3.69mm viewfinder gives a really excellent preview of the image you're about to capture. That means you know you've nailed the color and exposure before you even press the shutter release.